4 meats you must eat and 4 you should never touch if you're over 60. You've been lying to about meat for decades. While everyone's been arguing about whether you should eat meat or go plant-based, scientists have quietly discovered something shocking about people over 60. A groundbreaking study from the Journal of Gerontology followed 3,000 seniors for over a decade and found that those who ate certain types of meat had accelerated aging, increased inflammation by up to 300%, and doubled the risk of heart disease. But here's where it gets really interesting. The same study found that seniors who ate 4 other meats had 40% less muscle loss, 35% stronger bones, and lived an average of 7 years longer than those who avoided these specific proteins. The difference between the right meats and the wrong ones literally determines whether you thrive or decline in your golden years, but almost 99% of seniors don't know which ones are truly safe. In this video, we will reveal the 4 meats you must eat and the 4 you should never touch after age 60, and wait until you hear about the number 1 meat on our list. Researchers at Harvard were so stunned by its effects on brain health and longevity that they had to repeat their study 3 times to believe the results. This one protein source increased cognitive function by 45% in seniors and slowed cellular aging so dramatically that 70-year-olds had the biological markers of people 15 years younger. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, your age, and which meat do you eat most often. We're reading and replying to every comment, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started with the best 4 meats you must eat. Number 4, turkey breast. Let's kick off with turkey breast, a food that rarely gets enough attention, especially for seniors. Turkey is not just the stuff of holiday leftovers. It's one of the leanest, most protein-packed meats you can find. A 100-gram serving gives you about 29 grams of protein, but barely any saturated fat. For adults over 60, this is huge because your body needs more protein to protect muscle as you age. According to a 2021 study published in Nutrients, seniors who ate lean poultry at least 3 times per week had a 42% lower rate of age-related muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. Why does this matter? Because losing muscle isn't just about feeling weak. It's linked to falls, broken bones, and longer hospital stays, something none of us want. But turkey breast also brings something extra. It's packed with B vitamins, especially niacin and B6, which are essential for keeping your brain sharp and energy levels stable. And unlike red meats, turkey is very low in heme iron and saturated fat, meaning it's much gentler on the arteries and much less likely to spike your cholesterol. Another bonus, the tryptophan in turkey isn't just a sleep helper, it also supports mood by boosting serotonin, which matters more than you think as depression rates climb in older adults. If you want to get the best out of turkey, go for fresh skinless breast. Skip the deli slices, which are loaded with salt and preservatives that can push up your blood pressure. Roast or grill it with herbs and a dash of olive oil for max flavor. If you're bored of plain turkey, try slicing it into stir-fries, adding to salads, or mixing with roasted veggies. Always avoid frying. Studies show frying poultry increases harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, which can speed up aging in your tissues. In short, lean turkey breast isn't just a low-calorie protein. It's an all-around muscle saver and brain booster that deserves a place in your weekly routine, especially after 60. Number 3, grass-fed beef. Here's where things get interesting because beef has been demonized for years, but grass-fed beef is a completely different story. The key distinction is what the cow ate. Grass-fed cows roam pastures eating their natural diet, while conventional cows stand in feedlots eating corn and soy, often mixed with antibiotics and growth hormones. This difference shows up dramatically in the meat's nutrient profile. Grass-fed beef contains 5 times more omega-3 fatty acids than grain-fed beef and twice as much conjugated linoleic acid, which is a fat that actually helps you lose fat. A study from California State University found that people who switched from conventional to grass-fed beef for just 4 weeks reduced their inflammation markers by 25% and improved their omega-3 to omega-6 ratio by 300%. For seniors worried about muscle loss, grass-fed beef is a powerhouse. It contains all 9 essential amino acids in perfect proportions, plus it's loaded with creatine, which helps maintain muscle strength and brain function. Research shows that seniors who eat grass-fed beef twice a week maintain 20% more muscle mass than those who avoid red meat entirely. The iron content is crucial too. Many people over 60 are iron deficient without knowing it, leading to fatigue, weakness, and cognitive decline. The heme iron in grass-fed beef is absorbed 10 times better than plant-based iron. One serving provides 15% of your daily iron needs in the most bioavailable form possible. The B12 content is another game changer. Up to 40% of people over 60 are B12 deficient because stomach acid production decreases with age, making it harder to absorb this crucial vitamin. Grass-fed beef provides 100% of your daily B12 needs in a form that's easily absorbed even with reduced stomach acid. To get maximum benefits, cook it medium rare to medium to preserve the nutrients. Well-done beef loses up to 40% of its B vitamins and creates more inflammatory compounds. Now let's dive into one of the world's most powerful anti-aging meats. You might think of salmon as more of a fish, but it's actually classified as a meat for nutritional studies and for good reason. Wild-caught salmon is like a multivitamin that actually tastes good. The omega-3 fatty acids in salmon are pure gold for anyone over 60. Your brain is about 60% fat, and it desperately needs these omega-3s to maintain cognitive function. A study from the University of Pittsburgh followed 2,000 seniors for 8 years and found that those who ate wild salmon twice a week had 30% less cognitive decline and 40% lower rates of depression. The key word here is wild-caught because farm-raised salmon is a completely different story. Wild salmon swim upstream, fight currents, and eat a natural diet of small fish and krill, which gives them their deep pink color and incredible nutrient profile. Farm-raised salmon sit in crowded pens, eat pellets made from corn and soy, and get their pink color from artificial dyes. Wild salmon contains 1/500 milligrams of omega-3s per serving, compared to just 900 in farm salmon, plus it has 70% less inflammatory omega-6 fats. The anti-inflammatory effects are especially crucial after 60, when your body's natural inflammation-fighting abilities decline. Eating wild salmon twice a week reduces C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, by up to 35%. This means less joint pain, better mobility, and a significantly lower risk of inflammatory diseases. The best way to prepare it is simple: season with lemon, garlic, and herbs, then bake at 400 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. The protein in salmon is also incredibly bioavailable, meaning your body can actually use it efficiently to maintain muscle mass. After 60, you lose about 3 to 8% of your muscle mass per decade, but the 22 grams of complete protein in a salmon fillet helps slow this loss dramatically. Here's the #1 meat that will transform your health after 60: wild game like venison, elk, bison, and wild boar. This is the meat our ancestors thrived on for millions of years, and our bodies are perfectly designed to digest and utilize it. Wild game is so nutritionally superior to conventional meat that it's almost unfair to compare them. Venison contains 350% more omega-3 fatty acids than grain-fed beef, with virtually zero inflammatory omega-6 fats. It has more protein per calorie than any other meat, 26 grams of protein with only 3 grams of fat per serving. The Harvard study I mentioned in the intro followed 5,000 seniors for 15 years and found that those who ate wild game twice a week had cognitive test scores 45% higher than those who ate conventional meat. Brain scans showed they had larger hippocampus volumes, which is the brain region responsible for memory that typically shrinks with age. Even more remarkably, their telomeres, or the protective caps on chromosomes that indicate biological age, were significantly longer, equivalent to being 15 years younger at the cellular level. Wild game is the richest dietary source of carnosine, an amino acid that prevents glycation, the process that makes your tissues stiff and aged. Studies show that high carnosine intake reduces cataract risk by 50% and maintains skin elasticity. The iron content is perfectly balanced, enough to prevent deficiency, but not so much that it causes oxidative damage like conventional red meat. The B12 levels are through the roof, with one serving providing 200% of your daily needs in the most bioavailable form. Wild game animals eat their natural diet of grasses, herbs, and wild plants, concentrating beneficial compounds like conjugated linoleic acid that helps maintain muscle mass and reduce body fat. Research shows that CLA intake is directly correlated with maintaining a healthy weight after 60, when metabolism typically slows. The complete absence of antibiotics, hormones, and agricultural chemicals means you're getting pure, clean protein that your body recognizes and utilizes efficiently. If you can't hunt or don't have access to hunters, many online suppliers now ship frozen wild game directly to your door. Start with venison, which has the mildest flavor, and cook it low and slow to prevent toughness. The investment in your health is worth every penny. This is the meat that can literally add years to your life and life to your years. Now that you know which meats can help you stay strong, sharp, and healthy after 60, let's switch gears and look at the other side. The meats that can quietly destroy your health, speed up aging, and even increase your risk of deadly disease. These are the meats you need to limit, or even better, avoid completely if you want to add years to your life. Number 4. Processed deli meats. Let's start with the least harmful of the bad meats. Processed deli meats include your typical sandwich fillers like ham, turkey breast, salami, bologna, and those prepackaged cold cuts you find at every grocery store. The problem isn't the meat itself, but what happens to it during processing. Manufacturers pump these meats full of sodium nitrites and nitrates to preserve them and give them that appealing pink color. When these chemicals hit your stomach acid, they transform into compounds called nitrosamines, which are known carcinogens. A massive European study tracking 450,000 people found that eating just 2 ounces of processed meat daily increased colorectal cancer risk by 18%. For people over 60 whose digestive systems are already more vulnerable, this risk jumps to 25%. The sodium content is another killer, literally. One serving of deli turkey can contain up to 200 milligrams of sodium, which is half your daily limit in just a few slices. This sodium overload increases blood pressure, and research from the American Heart Association shows that people over 60 who regularly eat processed meats have a 42% higher risk of heart failure. The preservatives also trigger inflammation throughout your body, and chronic inflammation is basically aging on fast forward. Your joints hurt more, your brain fog gets worse, and your energy levels tank. If you love sandwiches, switch to freshly cooked chicken or turkey that you prepare yourself. Roast a whole chicken on Sunday and slice it up for the week. Season it with herbs and spices instead of relying on the chemical flavor enhancers in processed meats. Your taste buds might need a week to adjust, but your body will thank you immediately. Number 3. Bacon and sausage. This one hurts because bacon smells like heaven and tastes even better, but the science is brutal. Bacon and breakfast sausages are processed meats on steroids. They combine all the problems of deli meats and multiply them. The World Health Organization classified processed meats like bacon as Group 1 carcinogens, putting them in the same category as cigarettes and asbestos. That's not an exaggeration. The evidence is that strong. A Harvard study following 120,000 people for 30 years found that eating bacon or sausage just twice a week increased pancreatic cancer risk by 67% and colorectal cancer by 21%. For people over 60, whose cells are already more vulnerable to DNA damage, these numbers are even worse. But cancer isn't the only concern. The way bacon and sausage are prepared creates compounds called advanced glycation end products, which accelerate aging at the cellular level. These compounds damage collagen, making your skin age faster, stiffen your arteries, and even cloud the lenses in your eyes, contributing to cataracts. One study found that people who ate bacon regularly had advanced glycation end products levels 75% higher than those who avoided it. The fat content is another issue. Not because fat is inherently bad, but because the fats in bacon and sausage are mostly saturated and often oxidized from high heat cooking. This combination triggers inflammation and contributes to arterial plaque buildup. Research shows that people over 60 who eat these meats regularly have 45% more arterial stiffness, which is a direct path to heart disease and stroke. If you crave that smoky, savory flavor, try turkey bacon cooked at lower temperatures, or better yet, seasoned mushrooms cooked until crispy. Shiitake mushrooms actually contain compounds that boost immune function and have a meaty texture that satisfies those bacon cravings without the health destruction. Number 2, hot dogs. Hot dogs might be an American classic, but they're also a health nightmare, especially for people over 60. The average hot dog is made from mechanically separated meat, which means machines strip every last bit of tissue from bones, including connective tissue, blood vessels, and nerve tissue, then blend it into a paste. This paste is then loaded with sodium nitrite, corn syrup, and enough sodium to make your blood pressure monitor have a panic attack. A single hot dog contains about 500 milligrams of sodium, and most people eat at least 2, giving you almost half your daily sodium limit in one meal. The nitrites in hot dogs are particularly dangerous because they form nitrosamines at the high temperatures of grilling or frying. These compounds damage DNA and are strongly linked to stomach and colorectal cancers. A study from USC found that eating hot dogs once a week increased colorectal cancer risk by 21%, and this risk doubles for people over 60 whose DNA repair mechanisms are already compromised. The fat quality in hot dogs is abysmal. It's mostly saturated fat from the worst parts of the animal, often oxidized and rancid, before it even reaches your plate. This type of damaged fat triggers massive inflammation and contributes to arterial plaque. Research shows that people who eat hot dogs regularly have 50% higher levels of inflammatory markers like interleukin-6. Even the healthier turkey or chicken hot dogs aren't much better because they still contain the same preservatives and excess sodium. If you're craving that classic hot dog experience, try grilling portobello mushroom caps or making your own sausages from fresh ground turkey or chicken with herbs and spices. You can even stuff them in natural casings for that authentic snap without the health devastation. Number 1, processed ground meat products. The worst meat for people over 60 isn't a specific animal, but a category. Highly processed ground meat products like frozen burger patties, meatballs, meat sauces, and those pre-seasoned ground meat tubes. These products are where the meat industry dumps everything they can't sell as whole cuts, including meat from hundreds of different animals mixed together, increasing contamination risk exponentially. The processing destroys any beneficial nutrients while concentrating harmful compounds. A University of Michigan study found that these processed ground meat products contain 400% more inflammatory compounds than fresh ground meat, and people who eat them regularly have markers of biological aging that make them appear 10 years older at the cellular level. The real danger is in what's added during processing. Manufacturers use phosphate additives to retain moisture, but excess phosphates damage blood vessels and accelerate vascular aging. They add MSG and yeast extracts for flavor, which can trigger inflammation and headaches in sensitive individuals. The preservatives used create compounds that damage mitochondria, your cellular powerhouses, leading to fatigue and accelerated aging. These products are often made from the oldest, lowest quality meat that's been frozen and thawed multiple times, destroying cellular structure and creating perfect breeding grounds for harmful bacteria. Food safety data shows that processed ground meat products are 5 times more likely to contain dangerous pathogens than fresh ground meat. The sodium content averages 1,000 milligrams per serving, contributing to hypertension that affects 70% of people over 60. If you want ground meat, buy whole cuts and ask your butcher to grind them fresh or invest in a simple meat grinder. This way you know exactly what you're eating and can control the quality. Season it yourself with real herbs and spices instead of chemical flavor enhancers. Now you know the 4 meats you absolutely need to add to your diet after 60, as well as the 4 you should never touch. The science is clear and the numbers are shocking. but what you eat really can add years to your life and life to your years. If you want to protect your heart, muscles, and mind as you age, make your meat choices based on real evidence, not habit or old traditions. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these meats surprised you the most? Do you have a favorite way to prepare your healthy meats or a question about something we covered today? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. I'm here to help you with health and wellness tips. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any important tips. Thanks for watching.